What is going on, everybody? It's TG here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. A lot has happened in China over the weekend. I thought we would go down and talk about each and every one of these things and talk about the future of some of these Chinese companies and the tensions with Taiwan and China, because a lot has gone on this weekend, especially in the past 35 minutes from what I've just seen. So before we start, though, if you guys could just hit that subscribe button, it would mean a ton to me. We have a free Discord if you want to come and chat with me. I would love to talk with you guys. And also, I set up a Patreon link if you want to go and support this channel and help me out. It would mean a ton to me. Go click the link in the description below and give it a check out if you want. Anything is appreciated. But let's just go ahead and talk about this topic. So as we all know, it was the best week that Alibaba has had in over 4 years, including one day where Alibaba went up 10%. This was news of a couple of different things, one of them being Charlie Munger doubling down on Alibaba. We talked about that, and just an overall sentiment change in investing in Chinese companies. Now, while Alibaba has gone up a ton, and this is great for shareholders, one issue slash concern that we have is this Taiwan issue, because an invasion of China could mean a bunch of different things, including a almost doomsday scenario where assets are frozen in Chinese holdings and stocks to be potentially delisted. Now, while I don't think that is going to happen, because I think that's a little radical, it is definitely becoming an issue right now. This article came out yesterday and was talking about how the US and China are actually having some very bad tensions now. And this is weird because we just saw a couple days ago that President Biden and President Xi are set to meet for the first time in over a year, which is another reason why Chinese equities roared this week. But this is obviously a big issue, considering the fact that today was Taiwan's Independence Day, and Taiwan's president came out and specifically said that they have no illusion of bowing to the pressure of President Xi, and that they want to claim their independence and keep it as a territory of their own. And this is obviously after President Xi had come out and basically asked for a peaceful reunification. So people are wondering, is President Xi going to invade Taiwan? And if that happens, obviously, what is that going to look like for some of the stocks? I apologize, my throat is in a lot of pain right now, so we're trying to fix that. But I wanted to give you guys this video because I think it's very important. Obviously, we had one of the best weeks we've had in so long, and it kind of changed the whole downturn of Alibaba's stock. Literally roaring almost 16%. So an incredible week for Baba, but a lot of people are still very worried about owning Chinese equities. We saw the internet share ETF also roar about 10% this week, which is huge. Just overall different sentiment change with Munger doubling down and President Xi and President Biden meeting. Maybe this is the start of something bigger and better. But obviously this Taiwan situation cannot be ignored. The bombers, the fighter jets, the warplanes, the basically provoking of Taiwan, and basically China flexing their muscles on Taiwan. Let's just hope this doesn't escalate into a situation that turns violent. And obviously at a time of war, it's never good for a stock market, because you talk about uncertainty is one of the biggest leaders in declines in stocks, and this uncertainty can be huge. So we obviously don't want a conflict, because we don't know, one, how long that could last, two, the ramifications of that conflict. Will the U.S. get involved? Will other countries get involved? Will it hurt Chinese economy even more? It's just a plethora of things that could go bad in this situation, and especially with stocks, because they're the ones that are going to get sold off. People don't want to be holding a stock in a country that's going to war and that's having other countries cause sanctions on them and all these ramifications. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But Baba has shown the most strength this week out of any stock. Markets were even rolling over on Friday with the Nasdaq down 0.5%, and Baba was up, but just about 4% total. So yeah, very, very great week for Baba. I actually expect a small bit of a pullback. on Monday. I think this news is going to cause a little bit of a pullback, but I think overall the trajectory of BABA will be up leading up to earnings, which is November 4th. And when I talked about earnings in the past video, but I think the earnings are going to be big. We saw last earnings quarter wasn't as good as we expected in the revenue department. We had a net income beat, but the revenue was slightly under by like 1%. And it caused the stock to go down a little bit. But I think next earnings quarter will be huge. It's going to show, how much this company actually makes. And again, you look on it, this company, it makes a lot of money. And I mean, that's just as steady growth as you could possibly get. They make a lot of profit as well. I talked about in a past video that last year they made more profit than Amazon made. And Amazon's valued at like 1.8 trillion. Alibaba's valued at 400 billion. So huge difference. And Alibaba's continuing to grow fast. It has their monthly active customers and their annual active users growing and growing. And we really broke down the financials in the last videos as well on BABA. But again, I think this is a great opportunity to invest in a lot of these Chinese companies that have really been beaten down. Don't count out Tencent. Don't count out JD. Definitely don't count out Baidu. I love Baidu as well. I think Baidu is extremely cheap here and looks good. For the long term, you have an 8 PE. It's been beaten down heavily since its peak, down over about 55% almost. And I just think it's setting up really well for a nice reversal in China. There's obviously going to be some bumps along the road, and I think we might even see that Monday. Just because these tensions are nothing to take lightly with Taiwan. So again, looking into it, the fundamentals have not changed at all with any of these Chinese companies really, except for maybe the tutoring industry that got destroyed by the snap of the fingers of President Xi. But again, the business model is sound. People like Charlie Munger clearly see that, and they've doubled down. We talked about that. And I think that while there are risks here, and a lot of articles do bring up these good points, there's a lot of risks, including the VIE structure of Alibaba. But, it's extremely cheap. It trades at a PE of 18. The company's growing extremely fast, but the geopolitical risk is there. And again, this VIE structure, you're not actually owning shares, you're owning shares of a holding company in the Cayman Islands, and that's obviously something that's been known for decades now. But again, this only becomes an issue if China does go to war and we are not able to invest in a country that's going against one of our allies, etc., etc. So essentially, what I think is the best case scenario for BABA, and what honestly I think is going to happen while these tensions are going to kind of stay, I don't think, or I hope not, that China will actually invade Thailand, a military invasion of Thailand. I don't think they're going to do that because I think they know that the U.S. will retaliate, NATO will retaliate, and it will just look really bad. President Xi, while he is very radical in the things he does, and I don't agree on anything, I don't think he wants to destroy his economy and destroy the people of China, and that will happen. If you invade a country like that, there's going to be countries that will step in, nations that will step in and attack. Or impose heavy sanctions. So BABA's trading obviously very cheap, and I think that one of the reasons we just can't really ignore it is the growth. It's growing so fast year over year, and when we talk about year over year growth, we're talking about year over year growth on a ton of revenue, like a ton. So again, the fundamentals have not changed. It's the geopolitical risk that has been, always will be the biggest issue or risk of investing in these companies. But overall, again, I still think in a couple years this company is going to multiply itself multiple times over. So again, if you can handle that geopolitical risk and expect some turbulence along this flight to the moon, then Alibaba is definitely worth investing in. Other Chinese equities are worth investing in. But yeah, this tension and issues with Taiwan cannot be taken lightly at all, especially this coming out literally just 30 minutes ago and talking about Taiwan basically saying we're not bowing to China. So China, you can either leave or you can invade us and see what happens. That was essentially what they were saying. But they want their independence. They want to keep their independence. So yeah, there's a lot going on. We're gonna have to see exactly how everything goes down. But it's scary. But I think overall we should be fine in the long run. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all this. Let me know how you guys are doing. It was a good week if you guys are a BABA investor, and yeah, you guys take it easy. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye.